Hey everyone, and welcome to our weekly Team Amazing show. I'm Kaori and joining me right next to me, as always, is Ann Campea.
What's up, everybody?
And this is for the week of April 21st.
Yep,
April 21st. It's very close to the last week of April already. I cannot believe that May is just around the corner. This is the spot where we talk about some of our favorite pop culture stuff in terms of geek news, video games, movies, comic books. ZAC EFRON, he is geek because we say so.
You might want to explain why people might be hearing panting on your end of things.
That would be me. No, I'm just kidding. This would be Wakame, like her lion cut. Oh, the circle of life. She's really cute. Aww. She says, "What's up?" And she's ready to rock with us. So let's start, because last weekend, Ann and I had a pretty eventful weekend. We both went to WonderCon. Ann went for 2 days, so she had the delightful chance to dress up twice. First time as Arrow. Do you have a picture of that by any chance?
No, but if you check out the Arrow after show that we do, there's a picture there.
Or you can even check out her Twitter, because she looks rockin'. She got to meet Mark Guggenheim.
Yes.
And how was that meeting him?
He was awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Both of the showrunners for Arrow are pretty cool, Andrew and Mark, and they did a panel at WonderCon on Saturday. And we had just a few moments afterwards to talk to Mark, and John is trying his hardest to get Mark on our after show, so look out for that.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
As well as Thea now, because I found out on her Twitter that she has a white Pomeranian, so I like her.
So cute. I wonder if her pom has ever had the awesome lion cut that Wakame does. So.
She better have. I hope so.
She should try it if she hasn't. Yeah.
So this past Sunday as well, Ann and I went together as Team Amazing as Mortal Kombat's iconic Melina and Katana. So we got to be sisters for the day. I was the evil one, and Ann was the good one.
I mean, that's very true to life. It is.
Well, debatable. No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, how did you feel? I mean, you and I actually haven't talked about WonderCon since we got back from it. It was quite the experience, but I want to know what my partner in crime thought about it first.
Well, I thought that WonderCon got exponentially more crowded from last year's, and it's already just the second year that it's been in Southern California. Usually it's in the Bay Area. So I was really proud of WonderCon for having that much of a return, but I didn't really need to see any panels. They didn't have any panels that I was extremely looking forward to, but I had a lot of fun just being on the floor, and you gotta go in costume and just have fun on the floor in costume. Look at all the vendors. They have amazing ice cream that Ann and I had. Thank you, John Campea. And you meet a lot of weird people there, and at the same time, it feels right at home too. You know?
It really did.
Yeah,
it really did. No other place can you walk around in our Katana and Melina costumes and feel like we're underdressed. And I don't mean because of lack of clothing, but because other people's cosplays were just amazing. And that was my first time cosplaying. Well, actually, I would say second time, because I did go as Arrow on day one, but it was really cool to go with you. First and foremost, that was really awesome. Thank you. But the fact that we were a duo really attracted a lot of people.
I loved being a duo with you.
That was really cool. But I will say, if I were a mega celebrity and that was my life day in and day out, and I couldn't get out of my front door and go to the gym or take out the trash without somebody asking me for a picture, oh boy, I couldn't do it. I could not do that. That was intense. That was really intense. We took probably what?
We took a
50
lot
pictures
of pictures
or more?
Yeah, and we had, I even tweeted this out. There was a lot of strange questions, including we were eating our ice cream, and some guy asked if he could take a picture while we eat ice cream with him in the middle. I get it. It's kind of cute, but it was
fetish.
Little creepy, just a little.
Just a little bit. I don't think he actually touched my ice cream, thank God.
But he was licking it.
Yeah, he was really close. I think I probably would have pulled some Mortal Kombat moves on him if he actually ended up touching my ice cream.
Yeah.
Don't touch my ice cream.
I would have backed you up. But yeah, WonderCon was great. And of course, I always enjoy the Nintendo booth. They had, as usual, a photo op there with Mario Kart 8. You know, if you have never been to a con, like Comic-Con, WonderCon is a great little sister for you to check out and see the feel, because it's not as intense, not as crazy. If you want to go cosplay, that's what I highly recommend. I really enjoy WonderCon. I'm probably going to go next year, and it's probably going to be even more ridiculous. But it's just a great hub for nerds like us.
Yeah,
it is.
It really is. And it's still, for the most part, about the comics, right? Yes. They don't have the infiltration of all the film, the big studios coming in into Hall H like San Diego does, and having people stand and camp out in line and all that crazy stuff that happens in San Diego. They're still quite the stepchild, like the really, really young stepchild of Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con at this point. So like Corey said, yeah, you should definitely check it out.
Yep. Definitely.
All right.
So let's talk about some movies now, because there's a lot of fun movie things that we wanted to share with you that we found interesting, starting with Maleficent. Maleficent comes out May 30th. It's a Disney movie. Angelina Jolie plays Maleficent, and I recently went to Disneyland, and sorry, my dog really wants me to pet her. And I was on my way to Heimlich's ride. And if you guys don't know, sidetrack right here, Heimlich is this ridiculously gnarly caterpillar from A Bug's Life.
He is so freaking cute.
He's so cute. And so he's my new favorite underrated ride. And so you go on this train and you eat the foods that he's eating and you smell it. And he has this gnarly German accent. And he's like, oh, I'm Heimlich. Oh, candy corn, my favorite. And it's just so cute. So I recommend that if you're in Disneyland.
Can you speak in that voice the rest of this video, please?
I will lose the followers and the viewers. Heimlich. But on my way to Heimlich's ride, I stumbled upon a 10-minute teaser trailer of Maleficent. We got to see it in 3D. And what I can tell you is that they, hook, line, and sinker, they got me. I absolutely want to see this movie. I mean, Angelina Jolie looks amazing as Maleficent, as evil, with these elevated cheekbones, and we get to see the story of Maleficent. I think you get to see her relationship with Aurora, so it's not just, oh, she's a awful witch with powers, but you have to see it in 3D. I know that I'm not only going to have to see this movie, but I'm going to have to see it with all the special effects as well. It just, this sold me.
I'm sold because you're excited. But I did already like the first teaser that we've seen and all the shots that we've seen of her as well. I mean, I think she's perfect for this character. And Angelina Jolie in a Disney movie, that's different too. So Disneyland, where though? Tell me, like, was it just in the middle of nowhere and they had you?
Well, it's at California Adventure, so on my way to Heimlich's, I saw it.
Oh, cool.
So it's like right by Bugs Land, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's really neat. 10 minutes of solid. And it's cool because when you're watching it, they have special effects. Oh. So when the dragon breathes, you feel heat. And I'm not going to give it away, but the ending, it like tickles you. It's really funny.
So from what you saw, could you tell us if it's towards the beginning, the middle, or the end of the movie, or you had no idea?
I think it's towards the beginning because you pretty much see the whole ceremony of the birth of Aurora, of Maleficent coming in. And then the last couple minutes, you see a little bit of the relationship of Aurora getting to know who Maleficent is. And you find out that, hey, Maleficent has a backstory. She talks about how she once had wings. So that's going to be really solid. I am going to just say that right now. I could be wrong, but I'm banking on this one. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, anything else? Oh.
You're never wrong. That's all I wanted to say.
That's so sweet. Men, you should know that. No, I'm just kidding. But I was going to say that I still am not sold on Elle Fanning.
Really?
As Aurora.
Just as an actress or in this particular role?
In this particular role. I think she's a good actress.
Yeah,
I think she's really good. I think she might actually be better than her sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
But they're both so talented. Like the genes that these two sisters have from their parents. And I don't even think either of their parents were ever in theater or anything. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's my only hesitation, but I'm sure they chose her for a reason. And with the production value and the visuals, it's just gonna be good.
When does that come out again?
May 30th.
Oh, it's almost time.
It's almost time. Hopefully we can get to the red carpet if John doesn't want to go. Okay, so anyway, It's a Small World is coming out with a movie. And there's a little bit of information that has been given. It's developing into a movie. John Turteltaub is going to direct. Jared Stern, who pitched Small World, will also write the script. And Dan Lin from the Lego Movie is also going to be involved. And they envision it as a potential franchise. That's all the information I have. I kind of enjoy the ride. I have no idea what it's going to look like. But when I heard the word Lego Movie, my heart kind of went, oh, there's a chance for this.
Yes.
So
that's the only indication in that whole article, I think that was posted on Deadline, that made me think this thing has potential. Otherwise, I was about to say it's going to bomb before it's even written or made, because how do you make a movie out of this ride that really doesn't have enough? I just can't even imagine it. That's all. I just can't. I mean,
it's just going to be super cultural, I suppose.
I would imagine at least that. Perhaps they could go the humor of the Lego Movie, and then that would really be cool if they did something to that extent. But otherwise, it's so early in the early stages of this that I can't see where they would take this, but they seem to be excited about it. I feel like it's going to take a while for it to come out.
I agree.
Perhaps I'll have children by that time, so then I can take them to see this movie.
Maybe they'll hire one of each race, they'll be like a little Filipino and then Heimlich and all those kinds of people,
I also enjoy your Filipino accent. I think you should be using that the whole show as well.
What's funny though, it's like you can tell when like the older Filipino people, they're all cute, like
yes.
I feel like your parents, so cute.
Yes. I don't know that I could pull off the accent otherwise.
You are going to develop one as you get older.
I am sure I will. See, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right.
So the next one we want to talk about is The Other Woman. It officially comes out tomorrow. There are some screenings tonight, but hopefully Ann and I get to watch it. I'm not a rom-com person. I don't really know if this is considered rom-com. I think it is, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but this one actually really interests me. First of all, they've got Jamie Lannister, because I don't care what your real name is, but you're Jamie Lannister to me.
I don't know his real name either.
It's like Nikolai something.
That's funny.
And then it's got Cameron Diaz, who is not pretending, she's a lawyer, and she finds out that the man that she loves, who is Jamie Lannister, is married to Leslie Mann, and then they both find out that he's cheating on both of them with Kate Upton, and the three blondes realize that he's still cheating on the three of them with another woman. So they plot together to basically get back at him. And I'm not a rom-com girl, but this looks really funny. And I'm always sold at Leslie Mann. There's something about her, too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'll watch anything with her in it. And I will sacrifice my slight dislike for Cameron Diaz and see this movie as well. But the story hits way too close to home. Way too close to home. Without calling anybody out, this sounds very familiar to something that happened to me in my college days. So I'm excited to see how they will portray all of the characters, and I have a feeling that poor Jamie is going to end up alone at the end of this movie.
We have to see this movie now. We do. Especially since it's rare that I like these kind of movies, but I'm looking forward to that. And also, The Quiet Ones, I believe, officially comes out this Friday, but Anne had the pleasure, to see it this past Tuesday.
I did. So, I did see it. John and I were lucky enough to attend the premiere, and it was in downtown LA, which was nice. It was a change because if you are familiar with any of the premieres that happen in Los Angeles, they're usually at one of like 3 theaters. So the fact that we had a little bit of a change, we got to go to downtown and see this beautiful theater in the Ace Hotel in downtown LA that was it just looked amazing. It was like out of a gothic way back in the day. I don't even know how to describe it. You'll just have to look it up. But the movie itself was spooky. I will say that it's a different story than you would expect. There's a lot of movies where it's just about gore and blood and, you know, screaming and this and that. They tried to do a story with this girl. Olivia Cooke plays her. Her name is Jane Harper, I believe. And they're trying to expel what they believe to be a demon or something inside of her. I don't remember the man's name from Mad Men, but he plays a Oxford University professor who is studying this kind of thing. And so there's just this interesting, without giving too much away, there's somewhat of a love story in this with Sam Claflin and Olivia Cooke's character, as well as the Mad Men actor, and I apologize because I can't remember his name. There's some twisted love story in this. They try to do a lot. Okay, so they try to stretch with this film. I could see where they were going with it, but the story did have a lot of plot holes, in my opinion. It was a little bit too long. But other than that, I do commend it for it being a different story than we're used to. And the cool thing about it actually is that if this movie had come out when it was actually filmed, it would have been before you saw Sam Claflin as Finnick in Hunger Games. It would have been before you've seen Olivia Cooke in Bates Motel. So all these people who you now know because of these, big franchises that they're associated with, they actually filmed this before they had those experiences. So especially for Olivia Cooke, who's relatively young, this was one of the first things she's worked on, and she did a really good job. Expect some scares. That's all I have to say. And if you're curious, John Campea has a really good interview with them that they did for AMC Movie News. You should check that out as well. It's definitely a date movie, Kaori.
Okay.
Bring a date.
All right.
Because it's one of those, oh my God.
And
then you cuddle, and then so you have Wakame next to you, and that's cool. And then you're just like scared together, and that's it.
Yeah, Wakame, you ready for this? With your white beard?
She'll take all the demons on.
She will. So I look at her and I'm like, nothing can be that scary. Come on now. So Wakame and I wanted to talk about our mutual hate of the week. Oh man. One strap dresses or shirts. I call them Andre the Giant straps because I just don't understand it. I do not like them. They're not flattering. I don't care what body type you are. It just doesn't work. And I think might like them.
I don't necessarily like the one strap. I don't mind off the shoulder. Like, I don't mind when, for example, and I think we saw this recently, and that's what brought this up, is that some girl had a dress that kind of flowed with the sleeve, but it only had one, kind of went down like that. If you want to see a really cool picture of me when I was like 15 wearing a one strap Andre the Giant, my favorite top ever when I was that age, go onto my Instagram. There's a shot of me wearing it on the cover or the front page of our local newspaper. The best shirt that I owned at that time.
That's okay. You didn't know better. You were 15.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I know. And I really did think like, oh, cool. I do look like Andre the Giant. This shirt is awesome.
I mean, I'm sure you and I still have closet things that we're just wondering, what the heck did I buy? And that could be next week's episode because I have a really gnarly dress that I do not know why I bought it. I'm still looking for a reason to buy it. It would make no sense, but I need to do it.
You know what? That's a great topic. I think we're gonna do that. We will each bring something in our closet that we don't know why the hell we bought it when we bought it. I think that you'll see that next week.
Oh man, sounds good. Yeah, so one strap check, Ugg boots check, and what was the other one?
The peplum.
Oh my gosh, peplum check. Okay, so now we want to kind of move on to TV for a little bit. HBO's Game of Thrones. So since we don't really have an after show for it just yet, we wanted to talk about it a little bit right here because we love the show and we still watch it. One of the big things that happened in this previous episode that was kind of controversial was Jaime Lannister rapes his twin sister, Cersei.
Yeah.
So there was an article that Entertainment Weekly posted, and George Martin responded to the controversy. And I'm just going to read a couple lines. He says, in the novel, Jaime is not present at Joffrey's death, and indeed, Cersei has been fearful that he is dead himself, and that she has lost both the son and the father's brother. But then suddenly Jaime is there before her, maimed and changed, but Jaime nonetheless. And though the time and place is wildly inappropriate, Cersei is fearful of discovery. She is as hungry for him as he is for her. And he basically says it's not really rape in the novel. In the novel, she's initially unsure because of the place, but then she willingly wants to have it as well. And that Jaime actually really wants this because, not without really giving away, Jaime's going to become a good guy. Jaime is going to become a good guy. That losing his sword hand is going to reverse his evilness, and Cersei reminds him of being evil. So he kind of like embraces her because it gives him an inkling that he's still the same Jaime, that he doesn't want to let go. Mm-hmm. So that's basically what it alludes to.
I read a lot of the articles.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I just, that stuff just goes over my head, but I didn't think it would be that controversial.
I didn't think it would either.
Considering that people have probably read this in the novels at some point. And I'm sorry because I'm just like a very, very new Game of Thrones fan. Like probably 3 weeks ago, I watched all of the seasons. So I was just a little bit surprised at all of the backlash and all of the controversy that's happening when, for at least a small percentage of the people that have read the novels, they probably already knew that this was coming at some point. And I was reading one article, I think somebody was saying that it wasn't portrayed exactly the way it was in the book. Mm-hmm. But what can you do? I mean, when is the book ever exactly like the film or the TV show?
Absolutely.
The way I watched it, I didn't see. I hate commenting on this stuff because it's such a sensitive issue. Oh, I thought that was like your stomach.
That wasn't me. That was
you know what? Because Wakame farted, I think I'm just gonna stop my sentence right there. I don't even want to get into it. It's just such an odd topic to even have to try to talk about. But I will say though, I was a little bit disappointed in the anticlimactic ending of this week's episode with Dany shooting those things. I didn't really know what was going on. I thought there was something missing.
I mean, not to be a dick, but after a while, it's like, I get it. She's going to go to another slave area and conquer the slaves and get their following. Let's have her go.
She's the Abraham Lincoln of Game of Thrones, people.
Get her to King's Landing now, okay? Not to be a dick, but it's after a while you're like,
she does have a big ass army already, right? Yes. Like, how many more freaking slaves do you need in your army? I don't know. I guess there's something behind her grand scheme of things, but I think she has the freaking dragons and she's got this big ass slave army. Like what else do you need? Just get your ass over to King's Landing, like you were saying. But
exactly. So good episode. I didn't like the way it ended. I agree with you. But let's talk about a board game that they're coming out with for Game of Thrones. It's a second edition of Game of Thrones board game. It retails at $60. I think you can get it cheaper on Amazon. Bullet points. It's 3 to 6 players, and you can take command of the great houses of Westeros. And it features a streamlined rulebook and updated art, and includes new enhancements of like titles of battle cards and player screens, which is pretty cool. Now, Anne, question for you: if you were a house, which house would you choose?
Oh shoot, I have no idea.
I threw you into one.
Yeah, you did. Which house would you choose?
There's a part of me that likes Lannisters, but they are evil. but I have a soft spot for the Starks.
Yeah.
So I would probably go with the Starks, even though they all die. So I would probably die.
What?
Oh, the Targaryens too, but
They die?
well, Jon Stark and Ned Stark, Caitlyn Stark.
I had heard something today. I'm not even going to go into it. I have a lot of Game of Thrones buddies at work, and either their theories or these people have read the books and they've told me some things. So that's all I'm going to say.
I'm sorry that my dog keeps farting.
That's okay.
My dog is like house fart.
That's okay.
She's like, why are you guys talking about Game of Thrones?
It's like, can you move on?
She's like, move on,
a better
or I
subject,
fart.
please? Yes.
Okay, so we will
I don't
move
smell
on.
anything.
Dating question of the week, and here's a good one because we were kind of talking about the other woman and how it hits close to home. Could you forgive your lover if he or she cheated on you?
Do you want me to start on that one?
Sure.
Okay, so cheating sucks.
Yes.
100% it sucks.
Yes.
When if you asked me before I was married, I would say 100% no forgiveness, done. Being in a married relationship, how do I say this? For me, there's different levels of cheating. I know this is going to sound crazy.
No, that makes sense.
You guys tell me what you think. But being in such a committed relationship, I think that it would hurt me more if my spouse went and emotionally cheated on me rather than physically cheated on me. Because having sex with someone can happen in a night and it could be done and there could be no emotions attached to it. Carrying on a emotional relationship with someone, for example, meeting somebody, keeping in constant contact, learning their interests, doing things for them that you typically would your spouse, getting into a very deep and mentally and emotionally connected relationship, that might be something I can't forgive. Because that means that my spouse or that my partner has probably in some way fallen out of love with me, or there's something seriously wrong with the relationship that perhaps they feel they can't fix, that they have to go to somebody else to receive whatever it is that they might be missing. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does, but that's my take.
You know what? I 99% agree with you. I think it's a lot more brutal to be cheated on emotionally than physically, because as human beings, naturally, we do just enjoy the art of sex. Not saying it's right when you are married or when you are in a monogamous relationship, you are committed to that person. So oftentimes you do make that sacrifice, unless you have like specific guidelines in your relationship, and that's fine. But cheating is a big deal, and I think it also depends on the situation. Now, if I was just dating a guy for, a year and he cheated, I think it would be a lot easier for me to piece him out than if I was married with children and we had same monetary bank account. Then, yeah, I would have to consider letting this go, But again, if fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So you just gotta tread lightly, I guess. And it takes cheating can be forgiven and you can move on as a couple from it, but there's definitely a hill to climb out there.
Oh, definitely. And I think I've seen it.
Yeah. So it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's a lot of work. And for maybe the rest of the relationship, there will always be that little hint or glimmer of questioning your spouse or your partner throughout the entire relationship. But, you have to kind of try to find that trust and that understanding again.
Yep. So, yeah, try not to.
Yeah. Just say no.
But if you do, good luck on that. So in tech news, we have found a Doughnut app called Doughbot, which basically allows you to find your nearest donut in your area. It's pretty cool. It's 99 cents and is available on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch. And yeah, I guess it's just available for the iPhone.
Yeah, because when I pulled this topic and I tried to download it on my Samsung Galaxy, I realized that it's not available for Android. And I'm really bummed about that because I do love donuts and I want to know where they're at. So
Hey, that might be a blessing in disguise, you know, because everyone loves donuts and it lets you navigate and find donuts within 20 miles from you. That's pretty cool.
yeah, and they say that it's going to eventually expand so that you can actually look up the type of donut you like.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you like a chocolate glazed cronut, for example, it will show you specifically who serves that particular donut or cronut or whatever that you're looking for. Brilliant.
I think it's a great idea as well.
Me too.
It's a good app right there. All right, so next we want to talk a little bit about video games. As we know, The Last of Us is coming out with a live action movie, and we're kind of thinking, who could play Joel and who could play Ellie? So here we're going to drop some ideas. Joel, there was an article recently, I think it's Empire, and they mentioned some names that I would be okay with. Hugh Jackman. Mm-hmm. Russell Crowe, Gerard Butler, Josh Brolin, Viggo Mortensen. Those are the top 5 I would go with. Oh, Liam Neeson as well. Oh, Carl Urban as well. Not so much Bradley Cooper.
And yeah, I saw Bradley in there and I was like, what?
Yeah, Bruce Campbell, no.
Well, the Sam Raimi connection would make Bruce Campbell the definite choice for that too.
True. And Dylan McDermott, not so much. He looks like him.
Yeah, I was see. I've never played the game, so I haven't had the awesome experience that all of you, 99% of you gamers, have had with this storyline. And I've heard so many good things about this game. So when this topic came up, I thought, okay, well, I've never played the game. I don't know how the characters' personalities are, but based on looks, I thought Dylan McDermott would actually look like him quite a bit.
I think he looks like him quite a bit. I think Hugh Jackman will be really good too, actually, for some reason.
He looks, I mean, at least in the shot that we showed, he looks Josh Brolin-y and Hugh Jackman-y, and there's all kinds of people rolled in that.
And also, they had some women ideas for Ellie. I guess I should say girls. Honorable mention was Ellen Page, but I don't think they want to step on that because Ellen Page was like, it looks just like me. It's my likeness. I'm Ellen Page. Blah, blah. So that was what happened there.
But, dude, it really does look like her. Like, really looks like her. I would have kind of been weirded out by the fact that this character in this really popular game looks exactly like me.
Oh, man. But she's like a 15-year-old. Well, I guess Ellen Page looks extremely young. But, you know, I thought about Ashley Johnson, who actually voiced it, who could be her. There was Chloe, what's her name?
Grace Moretz, I believe.
Chloe Grace Moretz was an idea. Kick-ass. Both of the Fanning sisters.
Yeah.
Ariel Winter.
Not so much, I don't think.
Yeah,
I couldn't see her. Yeah. But everyone else, they had also the girl that played Rue from Hunger Games.
Yeah, I know.
That would have been an interesting choice because looks-wise, probably, obviously, doesn't look like her, but maybe something in the way that she portrayed Rue made this person think that she would be a good fit for it.
Yeah, and they also had the Mad Men chick who was also in Flowers in the Attic, which I could have gone for. They would have to dye her hair, though. But yeah, those are some ideas. If you guys have any ideas of who you think would be amazing for Joel or Ellie, comment.
And I do have to say, and let me know because you're the gamer here.
Okay.
So people are putting a lot of pressure on the upcoming World of Warcraft movie and the upcoming, I believe it's Assassin's Creed movie. Those are the two really big franchises that are being turned into film right now. Thinking that if any one of or the both or the two do really well, then this will open the door for other video game franchises to turn into film. We have seen a lot of bombs. We've seen, you know, the Mortal Kombats and the Street Fighters come through. I almost think, Kaori, that The Last of Us should be in that mix.
I agree.
Of WoW and of Assassin's Creed as one of those beloved video game franchises or video games that would kind of then launch all of these other games into film.
I agree with you. I think Last of Us would possibly be a game changer. And I say that because when you're playing the game, it does feel like you're in a movie itself. So I feel that if you stay kind of close to the video game, you might be safe there. And just for the record, I liked Mortal Kombat, okay? That movie was rocking. I
just
knew
like
what,
the last part with the
you
song.
know, it just was cheeseball. Like, you go in there expecting it to be a video game movie, you'll enjoy it. I mean, Resident Evil, I'm one of the few that really enjoys that shit. And I do enjoy it. Silent Hill, I even like the first one. So, but you saw Need for Speed, and you thought it was pretty good. That's a video game adaptation.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. But a lot of people didn't think it was that good. So I don't know what to say about that.
You know what they need? I mean, they need, because I remember they had the Super Mario Brothers TV show, which I loved, and they canceled it within 1 or 2 seasons.
What was that actor's name that played Mario? He was awesome.
He was a wrestler.
Comedian in real life, right?
He was a wrestler.
Wrestler?
Yeah, he was Lou, I forget his name.
Yeah.
But please make a Mario movie. Please, I can be Princess Peach. I'll dye my hair.
I was just about to say that.
And you could be Toad.
I want to be Toad. Please.
So, okay. So next in video games, they have some releases via Nintendo. The Wii U and the 3DS has some new releases. I just wanted to brush up on one of the releases that interests me is the NES Remix 2. I don't know how this happened, but I didn't even know there was an NES Remix 1 that was released in December. And in case you don't know, NES Remix basically remixes all your old school favorite games, and they basically let you play it really quick with like a different kind of remix, right? So this one, this number 2, has like Dr. Mario, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Metroid, Punch Out, Super Mario's 2, 3, and Zelda 2. I mean, imagine playing your games revamped in like a time-sensitive realm.
That's really cool.
It sounds so fun.
Wait, is it like in a loop, or do you get to pick the games you want? Or
it's basically, it says remix stages concocts unique challenges not found in the classic game. So it's revamped.
Definitely.
So
I would definitely want that.
I need to get NES Remix 1 and NES Remix 2, which comes out tomorrow, I need to get. And I wanted to just mention that because why haven't I heard about this? What is wrong with me? And that was it.
Okay. That's how Kaori rants, by the way. It's just so cute and friendly. Like, that's it.
Oh,
She's
you don't
really
want to see me mad. Okay, so in food news, I want to give this to you, Anne. Because,
sure.
Yeah, you brought this one up.
President Obama pays Jiro. If
Jiro,
you guys
Jiro.
Is it Jiro?
It's not Euro like
Greek.
Sorry.
If anyone knows the pronunciation of that, it would be you. Jiro. Let me start all over. President Obama paid Jiro a visit. As many of you may have seen the documentary Jiro Dreams of Sushi, which I think was stunning.
I agree.
It was such a good story. And the fact that Kaori and I are both foodies, it really touched my heart to watch this. So President Obama, I think he was there for other reasons, but he was able to get a seat. I don't know how, maybe because he's the president, but he got a seat at Jiro's famous, I think it's only a 10 or 12 seat restaurant in the heart of a subway. He got a seat there with the prime minister and some of the other staff, and they were able to enjoy the $370 20-piece sushi meal prepared by Jiro himself. I remember watching this documentary, and 2 things were happening. 1, my heart was really warm because it's such a good story. Mm-hmm. And 2, my stomach was also warm because I really wanted this bomb-ass sushi, and I knew that I would never be able to have a bite of it.
I feel like we should get sushi after this now.
Yes, but I'm just thinking of how amazing it looks in the film, and is there even any place around here, Kaori, that would serve that caliber of sushi? The 3 Michelin star chef and restaurant sushi.
No, but yet another reason to go visit Tokyo. Yeah, Jiro, I Dream of Jiro. I forget what the title was.
I Dream of Genie.
I Dream of Genie.
Jiro Dreams of Sushi.
Oh, Jiro Dreams of Sushi. So I got the title wrong. You got the name wrong. Now we're even. So forgive me. I love that movie so much, and I highly recommend the documentary to anybody who loves food and who's interested in sushi. It really shows you, like, there's not just any way to eat sushi. There's steps to it. You know, they go through like the lighter fishes and then the heavier fishes, and they end it with the egg, because the egg will kind of cleanse your palate when you're done with all the fish tastes. So they walk you through that, and then every single thing is made so intricately, and I just love it. And not only do they show the food aspect, but the Japanese culture of family, and how Jiro has to pass this down to his older son, who's a little stressed, and his younger son's like, oh, I'll just have a knockoff Jiro, right?
Yeah. I mean, he was doing all right for himself, but yeah, he was definitely not at the level of his father.
Yeah, no, and he has it in Roppongi, which is I guess you can call it the foreigner district of Tokyo. But that makes me want sushi. It makes me envious of Obama yet again. But that is awesome that they went there, because it's really worth the shot to go to. That being said, we get in sushi. Okay, so now let's talk about our last topic. Let's think what's going to be about. Okay, why not? Let's talk about him. ZAC EFRON, our favorite ZAC. Did I say favorite? Our favorite ZAC facts. And
hell yeah,
take it away.
Hell yeah. ZAC EFRON is hot. This is about the time where I think all the men that watch our show probably put us on mute. All right, so we thought, why don't we share some of the things you might not know about Mr. EFRON, considering that his movie Neighbors is coming out fairly shortly. But I got a list of like 17 things here. I'll rattle off some of the things that I didn't know. Maybe you can tell me what you think. Okay. Did you know that ZAC was accepted into USC, the University of Southern California, but he deferred his enrollment to continue acting?
Okay, good for him. You know, I have a thing about USC.
Oh.
And that's because I'm a UC girl. I went to UC Berkeley. So my heart goes to UCLA over USC. They have a rivalry. The University of Spoiled Children will accept many people who have a lot of money. That's all I'm going to say. But it is a good school. And I know that if I came out of USC, I would be in good hands, because they have kind of a cult following here. They hook each other up.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent alumni cult. I don't want to say cult, but that's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, okay, go on. Don't hate me. Okay.
I just took that as he's smart.
he is smart too.
Okay. The actor, ZAC.
Many ZACs, that'd be awesome.
First role was on the short-lived cult show Firefly in 2002.
I have not gotten to that episode yet. I blame John Campea's busy schedule for that. John Campea is busy on the Heimlich train right now. No, I'm just totally kidding.
You need to get to that episode. I actually want you to get to that episode and see if you even notice that it's him.
Would I?
I don't know. You might not.
We'll
because
see.
I know when John and I were watching it, I think I'm the one that called it out. Like, is that ZAC EFRON? Then I went on IMDb and it was like, yeah, sure enough, it's him.
Wow.
Yeah, so let's see. That's the true test.
Does he sing in it?
No.
Okay.
All right. Did you know that Zach's favorite movie is The Goonies from 1985?
Was that the year he was born? Or that was before he was born, huh?
That was before he was born.
Oh, my God. Good choice in movies. The Goonies is great.
Yes.
They have a lot of talks about rebooting or redoing or having a Goonies too. We'll see if that happens as well.
I would totally cast him in any of those roles as well.
Yes, he can be, what's his name? Sloth?
Yes.
I'm just kidding. He cannot be Sloth.
All right. In his spare time, Mr. ZAC EFRON enjoys fixing up cars and has repaired 2 cars to date, a DeLorean and a 65 Mustang convertible. Hot.
DeLorean? Oh, excuse me, ZAC EFRON. I have
Hot.
a DeLorean. He wasn't even born when the DeLorean came out. I am so envious of this man.
Says both were hand-me-downs from his grandpa. So that's really cute.
Is his grandpa? I bet you his grandpa's hot too.
Probably. Next week we will be talking about
the family.
Mr. ZAC EFRON or whatever his name is. All right. Just a few more I thought were pretty cool. Efron learned to ride a motorcycle from Tom Cruise after the two bumped into each other at a party.
Uh-oh. What kind of party was it? No, I'm kidding. All right, let's move on.
Scientology party. Efron means lark, which is a type of bird in Hebrew. The actor's paternal great-grandparents were Jewish immigrants from Poland.
All right, that's a nice one.
I like that.
Is Efron likes Asian women in there? Is it?
Some things about him and Vanessa, but that's about it.
Oh, okay. Darn it.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
But he's still hot.
Vanessa probably has parents that talk like this. I like
wow.
palabok.
The Filipino accent came back. Wow. I wonder if he likes lumpia. I would like to know that.
He's like, I'm gonna date her because she makes lumpias and punts it.
So what did we learn? 1, he's hot. 2, he's smart enough to get into college. 3, his name means type of bird. 4, he has cool friends like Tom Cruise that teach him how to ride a bike. 5, he's hot.
The only thing missing in his life, other than an Asian girl, is a Pomeranian. I think this would change his life and your life forever if you have a Pomeranian. I'm holding her upright because otherwise she'll lean into Anne's camera.
She likes to photobomb. She likes to video bomb me.
She does. And that about completes this this edition of Amazing Stuff. So in the meantime, guys, follow me right here, KAORIOUS on Instagram as well. And where could we follow you?
And you guys can follow me everywhere by my name, Ann Campea.
And then you can follow the crew as the dynamic duo.
And Wakame. She sometimes tweets from Team Amazing,
yeah,
too.
she does.
Crazy
with those paws, man. At Team Amazing. And in the meantime, guys, have a great weekend. Have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Tweet us any fun news you might want us to talk about. And comment below. We appreciate it. And follow YouTube.com/movieblogtv. And we will catch you guys next week. See ya.